Hey, what's up everybody? It's your boy Mark back with another video. So this is not what I had intended. So we've kind of come a long way since I bought the Mustang. I was planning on taking her out and taking you guys for a ride inside the car. I was going to set the phone up and video everything. My last video was basically on the shifter. I went real hard on the stock shifter. I'm still not changing my... Here's the deal. The transmission, the MT82, isn't bad. It's been smooth as hell for me. Smooth as hell, I mean, once the car warms up. Once the car's been running for about a half hour, every shift is butter smooth. It's like as soon as that fluid, that trans fluid, is like all the way up to temp, the synchros work great. Like I had a little notchiness from time to time going into third, but that was like always after like I would start off in the car, just get done warming it up for 15 minutes and then head out to work. And I would notice a little notchiness in third from time to time. Not just third, but like basically all the gears. You feel a little dumpy, clunky, feeling. And I noticed once I had been driving the car for about like, an hour or a half hour, I went out somewhere and went for like a half hour ride and then a half hour ride back. Once the car's fully warmed up, it's butter smooth. Every gear, boom, 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 downshifting, everything's butter smooth once it's warmed up. So that's my take on that. So I can see, and that's another reason why I want to do the synchro shift too, once it gets to be about 15K. Because I'm still at I'm at 10,600 some, about 10,700 miles still. So I'm going to change that out with the same mindset of how you would change your motor oil out. You definitely want to do that every 25,000 miles in a performance sports car. I mean, I even did it in the Nissan Juke. Let's take a look at this for a second. This has been my nightmare. This is supposed to be my bread and butter A to B car, back and forth to work in the winter. Leave this car covered. Well, that's not working out too good because something's up with this. Every once in a while, I'll start getting a misfire. I think it has something to do with air-fuel ratio because the car's on a tune. It was tuned. Stock, these are 188 horsepower. They come stock with a little turbo in the back. I had a downpipe put in the Juke, full bolt-on exhaust, new intercooler piping. I had a front mount intercooler put in. I got a Mishimoto down there, underneath there. I actually put this new, this little front spoiler, or whatever you would call it, body kit on there to make the Juke look a lot better. It used to just roll under. It had this ugly roll under. Looked like a big set of boobs sticking out the front of the car. Now at least kind of comes straight down. Gives it a way better look. And I did a lot of little things over this. I had this car about 7 years now. And like I said, she's on a tune. She was tuned up to about 246 wheel torque. And about 240, the horsepower is basically the same. The numbers, it was I forget exactly, but 237 horsepower or 246 wheel torque. I don't know how the horsepower didn't lay higher than the torque, but it worked out to be about basically the same from the dyno sheet. I do have a video too. If you look back through some of my videos, I just got a dyno sheet video of what the car did. But I mean, that's not bad for a crossover little Nissan Juke. And what I wanted to get back into was the transmission. This is a CVT transmission. We have 108,000 miles on the clock, and honestly, I think it's because of me that it's still going. Let's get a good shot of that. Yeah, I've done several CVT drain and fills. 5 quarts comes out, 5 quarts go back in. I do one every year. The car's totally been transferred over to AMSOIL CVT fluid. I noticed once I started using AMSOIL, it felt a little smoother. As smooth as it can be for 108,000 miles. I switched over to AMSOIL back at about like 75k, and every summer I do a drain and fill in June before the hot months. I'll put 5 fresh quarts in. I think it holds 8.5 total for the transfer case transmission. I've also done the rear diff. It's an all-wheel drive car. I did the transfer case, gear oil. That's all been replaced. That was all done at, like I said, around 75,000 miles. But then every summer I have 5 quarts of brand new CVT fluid. I didn't even mean for, pardon me for a second, I didn't even mean for this video to turn into a Juke video, but I just wanted to show you guys what I'm going through. Like right now the car's running fine, but as soon as I get like 10 miles up the road, it starts doing the bump 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 bump, like you got like a cylinder down or a misfire. I had that happen to me before. Now 15,000 miles ago, I just did the plug. I did the plugs. I was about to cuss. I just did the freaking plugs and all brand new coil packs. Instead of just buying the one coil pack that was bad like an idiot, I bought all 4 new, and I spent $650. It was $24 per spark plug, and then the coil packs altogether came to $650 for the NGKs. 4 NGKs and 4 coil packs, $650. And I thought I solved the problem. The only code I'm seeing right now when I hook with my scan tool is I'm seeing the mass airflow sensor code. It's got a brand new MAF too. That's another thing, brand new mass airflow sensor. So I thought that would maybe solve the problem of what, the check engine light coming on. It's coming on because it's on a tune. I know that, but it shouldn't be misfiring. It shouldn't be like breaking down on me when I'm like 20 miles up the road away from my house. Is what's happening. So what I gotta do is I gotta pull the car over, hook up the scan tool. I got one of these Foxwell. Hook up the scan tool, totally shut the car off, clear all the codes, then restart the car, and then the car will run fine. It's the weirdest thing. Like soon as I like erase it, it'll have this like, it looks like traction control. It'll pop up on the screen. Like this is the traction control, but it'll come off as like a traction control error, like like you got something wrong with your braking system or something like that, and it'll start misfiring. It's the weirdest thing. And I forget what the code is. The next time the code comes up, I'm gonna save it and look into it a little further. But anyway, this is what happened to the weekend. I meant to get you guys out in the Mustang and take you guys out for a ride in that and talk a little bit about what it's been like to own one for 3 months now. Yeah, I've had it 90 days. I've already put like 2,000 miles on the car, which I didn't want to do, but this thing's been acting up and hasn't been totally reliable. Okay, here's the deal. Once I'm above 40 degrees, 45 degrees, the car runs like a top. Soon as it goes below 30 degrees outside, all bets are off, whether or not it's going to run right or get me to work. I mean, it always gets me where I got to go, but it starts doing this misfiring thing, like in the middle of bad traffic, and I got to try and find a place to pull over to reset the ECU. It's the craziest thing in the world. And it only happens when it goes below like 35, 30 degrees at night. Like once it's 40, 45, 50, it runs great. And you would think being a turbo car with an intercooler that it would love this cold air. No, it's the exact opposite. It runs like shit. The colder it is, the worse it runs. And that should not make sense for like I said, a turbocharged car. But the colder it is out here, the worse this car runs. I think it's like an air fuel thing. I'm not sure. Again, yeah. I spent a lot of money on this car. Did a lot of work on it over the years. because at the time I was broke and I didn't have nothing to do, and I was spending a little bit of money here and there. I was nickel and diming myself on this thing. And then now I look back, I got about 5K into it, from 200 here, 100 there. You change out the exhaust, that's $600. New downpipe off the turbo, that's $450. So little things, I did it all little by little, but honest to God, I wish I would have just left the thing stock, because it just does not want to run right when it's cold out. Most people complain about their Jukes when it's hot and in the heat, about it going into limp mode. This thing's never going into limp mode. The only thing it's ever done is, like I said, that misfire and crap. Anyway, I'm going to shut this off. I wanted to get this car thawed out and get most of the snow and ice off of her, because I definitely got to go take a ride to see somebody tomorrow. I got a friend of mine, I got to go up, help him out with something. But this is definitely not going anywhere this weekend. I've already brushed the snow off the car like, 4 times. It just keeps on coming. I live in Jersey. We get snow. We used to get a lot of snow when I was a kid, but now the last few winters it's been like, 3 inches here, 3 inches there. Last winter I think it snowed like 1 time, and then we had some flurries like another time. The last like 3-4 winters we haven't had any bad winters. It's cold, trust me, like it's getting cold here. We have cold days, but it's not like it used to be. We had a lake over that way, off into the woods on the other side. There's a lake, and then there's another neighborhood on the other side of that. Well, growing up as kids, we used to ice skate on that lake. I mean, there's barely any water in there anymore, and when there was, it stopped freezing up like years ago. But anyway, yeah, back to the Mustang. I wanted to take it out this weekend, but this is what happens to me every weekend. Like, something comes up, family members sick, or, life shows up. Yeah, this is what I wanted to show you guys real quick before I end it. I learned my lesson too with this window the other morning. It was froze shut. And everybody knows how the Mustangs are. They go down a 1/2 inch and then they go back up. Watch, I'll show you. For those who don't know. See how the window just cracked down? And when I shut it, it goes up on its own. Here, I bought a new shifter ball for it. It's a little shiny. I don't know where the light's coming from because it's so dark out. But the reflection. But I don't know, I like it. It just breaks things up inside here. It's all black and silver. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a very clean car. Perfect. I mean, the car looked brand new. It still smells like it rolled off the factory line. So, whoever had it before me took excellent care of it. There was only one owner. He kept it in a garage. I know I keep saying that, but it was garage kept. And I'm out here. I got it in the snow, driving it around, and I'm ruining the car after somebody took great care of it. I bought it with 8,900 miles on it. And yeah, now she's, I'm not going to start it, but. Oh, God. Press the clutch to start. But now I'm at 10,000. So I just about put 2,000 miles on the car in 3 months. I can't help myself. Trust me, if you had this car, you'd be out there driving. Anybody that has this car, you just want to drive it. Especially a manual, it makes you want to drive it. As soon as you get your hands on this third pedal and the stick shift, it's like you're 19 again. You know what I mean? It just, the car makes you feel so young. The only thing that I wish I had that I see in other Mustangs, and I swear to God, this is the only thing. I don't even care about the 2024 crap that's across here. I think that's the ugliest thing. They ruined the interior of the car. I'm not going to go too far into that. But look, this is what I wish I had. Just the bigger infotainment center that they put in the the PP2s, I think. This is like a PP1. This is a performance package. This isn't a premium package. There's a difference. Premium comes with heated leather seats and all that stuff. Performance comes with the beefed up rear sway bar, the 373, most importantly of all, the 373 gearing, strut tower. It comes on with the Magna, you know what I mean? It comes on Magna Ride. This car is straight up set up for like quarter mile and track use. It doesn't have, like I said, all the, like, you know, stuff that comes with, you know, having the touchscreen and all that. But that's the only thing I wish was bigger. And not because, like, I want a touchscreen, but because I want a bigger backup camera. I want to be able to see what's going on behind me a little better. That was the only reason why I'd like to have a bigger screen here. Just to have a bigger, you know, so when I'm backing up, I could see more. That's the only reason. Other than that, I like having all the buttons. I don't have the switches down the bottom, but in a manual, it doesn't matter. All you need is right here. You see how it's changing? Hitting the steering, sport, comfort. I normally drive it in sport, but lately when the weather's been bad, I've been leaving it in comfort. And I swear, if you do that, the car rides almost like a caddy. Nice and smooth, like a big boat. I'm going to put it back in normal for now. I'm going to shut it off. But, yeah, it's just it looks like a base model inside, but it's definitely not base, because a lot of the base models came with 355 gearing, and when you match a 355 gearing up with the 6-speed manual, it's not good. It's not a good matchup. The 355 gears, the rear that they put, that's better for the 10-speed or the automatics. I'm going to put that in first gear, leave it like that, and shut the door, and then the window goes up. I did had to run out and get some de-icer too, because I did not like that. But the little trick they say to do is to just, like, you get in and then crack the window slightly. So I'm not going to turn it on again, but so now I can get to the windows and just crack it. And then shut the car off, and it should stay cracked. And it's closed just enough to not let anything in, if you get what I'm saying. I mean, there is like an air gap, and if it was pouring down rain, you wouldn't want to do that. But with just the snow like this, you can get away with doing that. And I don't have to worry about my window dropping down a ½ inch. Or being froze, stuck. But you don't want to slam it shut. You just want to give it a nice close and make sure she's closed. And that's it. Alright guys, sorry the video went so long, but look at what we're dealing with out here today. I mean, it's just totally ruined my weekend. I wanted to get out with the car and drive around. And that's done. Anyway, I'm going to get back inside and find a movie to watch. Everybody have a good weekend. Take care.